Hi there, welcome back to the Rare Book Views channel, where I am hoping to get to share with you some of my book collecting adventures. I enjoy a unusually good book and a rare edition of a book, and I am also pretty frugal, so I go to a lot of book sales and used bookstores and scrounging around the corners. And today I'm going to show you something kind of fun that I haven't done before. Sometimes I go to these book adventures and then I say, and then some of the books that I purchased are for presents, so I can't show them to you. And I got a couple comments asking me, well, when are you going to show us these mysterious present books? So today I'm going to show you a book box for a 16-year-old niece of mine who is a huge, voracious reader, and I love shopping for her. So this box, and I will make sure we don't post this until after her birthday, but I will show you what goes in the box. This is the USPS flat rate medium box. I recommend it highly for books. The other good option for sending books is the media rate. So if you have your own box, you can ship media. There is not supposed to be anything but media in the box. So they sometimes will ask you when you ship it at the post office if there's anything besides printed material, and there should not be. You should follow the rules. The reason I don't love it is it's slow, which is fine. You just need to plan in advance. You need to give it plenty of time to get there. And you have to go to the post office to send it. You cannot print a label at home. And for me and my work schedule, that is one errand too many. So I use the flat rate box. This is going quite a distance, so I'm fine with it. I feel like it's a good, and I'm super frugal, so it's an okay expenditure of money. All the books that I bought for my niece for her birthday, they are all from book sales and used book adventures. So I would say they're probably in the $2 to $5 range max. She told me fairly recently she's really into fairy tales. She went through a very big Ever After series phase when she was younger, and so she enjoys fairy tales. And she's getting to an age, she reads beyond her level, and she's 16. So I've been looking for books that I liked when I was her age, books that are really great, that are kind of wholesome, because she's 16 and she's from a small town. No sex, no drugs, no rock and roll for my niece. So these are the great things that I got for her. Okay, paperbacks, H is for Hawk. This is a fantastic read. It is a memoir. It is about a woman in her life and hawks. It's really good. It's extremely well written. It's very enthralling. You will get sucked into this world. You will wonder why you don't have a hawk, I think. This is a fantastic book. This is nonfiction. It is called Word Freak. This is about the fascinating world of competitive Scrabble. And I love it. The characters, the people, the author, Stefan Fatz, found and got to know are fascinating. So it's sort of like people watching from a book perspective. And who knew that competitive Scrabble was such a thing? There is also, I believe, a documentary based on the same story that is also really interesting. This book is basically new. And she's very into words and wordsmithing, so I'm hoping she's going to enjoy that. I also got her, Bryson is fantastic. He's kind of a comedian. He does a lot of travel memoir, and I feel like this is one of his best. These are one of my favorites of Bill Bryson. He's hilarious, and it's a great way to get to know England and think about one day traveling to England, I think, which is really fun. On the filling my brief, right, like I've been given a task, the fairy tales, Rude Tales and Glorious, a retelling of the Arthurian tales. I love these sort of modernized versions of the fairy tales, and this one looks really good to me. Oh, this is fun. Roald Dahl. I am a huge Roald Dahl fan. I love his books. They're so weird. His life story is fascinating, and my niece went through a big Roald Dahl phase, so I'm hoping that she will like. These are kind of obscure, the short stories, and this is a fun addition. So he had some short stories that are a little also kind of weird. I mean, his books for children, when you read them as an adult, you might think, what were we thinking? His books are so strange. The short stories also a little bit weird, and I just think fantastic and very readable. I'm very picky about short stories. I don't really love that I'm invested. It's a book, but they're only brief, so I may or may not like them. I have always had. But this, I make an exception for. These are great stories. This is, I believe, a book club edition. There is a, I feel like it's slightly larger format than the original. This I've never seen before in my life. I'm so excited about this. Fireside Tales of the Traveler Children, 12 Scottish stories. So the Travelers is, I believe, the socially appropriate term. Sometimes you'll hear people say gypsies, which is not a nice thing to say. So the Travelers, or the Roma, are the cultural, religious group. I think that's the right way, that one of the correct terms, travelers. But these are Scottish, very specific. And there's some interesting politics going on right now in the traveler community in Great Britain. They do tend to be sort of not well thought of or not well treated. And I've seen some really interesting documentaries about them. So I am fascinated by the idea of there being specific stories from that culture. They also have sort of their own dialects and languages often. So I think it's really interesting that someone actually went through the trouble to translate and write them down. So, and these are obscure, right? So I know she doesn't have it. I would want to read it myself. I want to steal this, but my to-be read shelf is out of control. So I will just get a book review on that one. This is very nice. Arabian Nights. So I feel like this falls into my fairy tales requirement. This is a nice addition. This book originally, Parrish, right? Maxfield Parrish illustrations, very nice, beautiful edition. This is a reprint, which makes it a lot easier to get a copy. But the Parrish illustrated Arabian Nights, which is just one volume, you'll see them sometimes 10 volumes of the Arabian Nights, just one condensed, which is handy. But this illustrator I think is wonderful, and the original, the rare editions of this can really get into the high money values. This is a reprint for a book club, but I think the illustrations are really, really nice. I marked one to show you. So even though this is sort of the affordable version, I think the color is really good. And I think it came off, it's the glossy full page, so I think that's perfect. There's a fighting chance that I have sent her a copy of the Arabian Nights before. And if that is true, I hope she will give me a comparison. And then this is really fun, Tales from Grimm, and the title is About Wise Men and Simpletons. So these are sort of based on Grimm. The Grimm original fairy tales are so different. If you read them in the original, so different from the version that we are used to in the Disney retelling. They are harsh. So this is based on the originals, and from the title, I think they might be more true to the Grimm that I think of. In this one, this is a very avant-garde. The illustrations are very different. So I think it's cool. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 books. I can fit them in this box. That is usually the plan. It's a little bit of a puzzle or a Jenga game. How many books can I get in this box? And I just keep a shelf going. She is always, this is a big reader, so she's always happy to get for her birthday or for Christmas, thrilled to have a box of books. And I love it. It makes me so happy when I find something out in my searching that I know is going to go into the present shelf. And I keep that going for other people too. So maybe at the next holiday or the next big birthday, maybe we'll have another video of these are things that are going in the box. This is a new one for me. I haven't done this before, so let me know if you're interested in what goes in the birthday box of books or what I find that is for a 16-year-old this year. Let me know if you like this or if you prefer the shopping recaps or the tour of the library better. And thank you again for everyone who is supporting the channel. People have been so kind and said such nice things about my collection and the videos. It's so fun for me to share things with people who are book enthusiasts. We have book admirers in my house, but they are not as excited as I am. So it's fun to have people to talk to about the fun book things. So thank you again. If you are into books and you like this channel, please like and subscribe. Please give me a comment and let me know what you think. Thank you for watching and happy reading.